Stand-ins are a very relevant problem in today's esports history. Due to COVID-19 restrictions, many teams face situations where they had to play the tournament with a substitute. Reasons to play with the stand-in, except positive COVID-19 tests, could be different: medical issues, visa problems, or misunderstanding between members of the roster. All of them are forcing your squad to play with an outsider, who had to learn your tactics before the championship in a short term and help you to perform as well as at full strength. Greetings to all citizens of Good Game Republic. Today we're going to tell you 8 incredible stories where stand-ins make their team even stronger. Number 8. Abdul Khalik Degster Gasanov for OG Sports. When on the 11th of July, Team Spirit announced that Degster was kicked from the active squad, the fans and esports community were shocked. Recently, Spirit took 3rd to 4th place in PGL Antwerp as a dark horse, but then the main star of the roster was moved out. Despite the kick, Degster found a new team very fast. He was going to play as a stand-in for OG in Blast Premier Spring Festival 2022 due to Mouz positive COVID-19 test. In the group stage of the tournament, OG sensationally beat Navi and secured the first place in Group B with a clean win after ENCE. Furthermore, Degster took 3rd place among the top 5 best players in the group stage of Blast Premier Spring Finals 2022, and his slaps instead of fists after rounds became one of the main memes of the championship. Unfortunately to the OG fans, when the European team faced Navi one more time in the semi-final, Degster and co lost the match in a serious fight. After Blast Premier Spring Festival 2022, many esports analysts thought about the new team for Degster. According to the French insider Nel, a young sniper could join ENCE. Degster himself thinks in the same direction. He would prefer a European squad or Navi, but OG was ahead of everyone. After an unsuccessful performance in the Rubet Cup with Mouz, management of the club decided to sign Degster in place of Polish sniper.
OG just did not have the resources at the end of the day. They had nothing to get them up safely. And once again, it's NEXA with...
Number 7. Ricardo Fox Pacheco for SK Gaming. Ricardo Fox Pacheco is one of the most famous Portuguese players in CSGO. He was at the forefront of Team Kinguin, which later became a new roster of G2 Esports, and a former player of the first CSGO roster of the FaZe Clan. Despite this monumentality, after disastrous performances in majors in 2016, 28-year-old Fox was kicked from FaZe squad. After several setbacks, Ricardo's career could be finished, but tribesmen from overseas helped him to rebirth. The Brazilian roster of SK Gaming after the win in ESL 1 Cologne 2016 experienced international problems. Ambitions of some players exposed old conflicts. That's why FNX was moved from the active squad while Fallen gave Fox a chance. In ECS Season 2 Finals, Fox helped Fallen and Co. to qualify for the playoffs and gave us one of the best highlights of the tournament, where he had 4 kills with AWP on Cash vs Immortals.
Rush B, no stop, James. Fox in position. Hello. 2, that is going to crush the push of Immortals. That gives the entire game away as well. And now he can wait for the rotation to come in from his teammates. Fallen taken down in the meantime, but Lucas, last man standing.
It seemed that Fox jumped over his head, but the Portuguese player was just warming up before the major. In E-League Major Atlanta 2017, 29-year-old Ricardo proved age is not a problem. He helped SK reach the semifinals, which became one of Fox's greatest achievements during his career in the major championships. Number 6. Dennis Edmond for Astralis. The era of Astralis in 2017 hasn't started yet. After the triumph in E-League Major Atlanta 2017, they suddenly lost to Gambit Esports in the quarterfinal of PGL Major Krakow 2017. After the major, one of the stars of the roster, Device, decided to fix his old issues with an arm. Because of that, Astralis faced a problem. They couldn't find the proper substitute. After several tournaments with different players and even coach as a player, they decided to try an ex-Fnatic member, Dennis, as a stand-in for Blast Pro Series Copenhagen 2017. The Swedish player didn't lose his face. He helped Astralis to reach the grand final and became one of the best riflers of the tournament.
Dennis with the boost on the other side, bit of a crossfire here. He's actually got his back turned, sneaking in his cold zero, but he goes down. Dennis with a great double, turning it into a triple on the quad. And just like that,
Dennis's efforts paid off. After Blast Pro Series, Copenhagen 2017, he was invited to Ninjas in Pyjamas. Number 5, Janusz Snax Pogogelski for ENCE. American CSGO tournaments were always a problem in esports. A lot of visa issues, which is why many players and even teams don't get to a championship. A similar situation happened with ENCE before IEM Dallas 2022. Its Israeli player Spinks couldn't get a visa. That's why the Finnish club played the tournament with 28-year-old Polish legend Snax as a substitute. Ex-Virtus Pro Sniper showed an outstanding performance during IEM Dallas 2022.
They can actually just back away. Snax still being aggressive, because why not? Oh, gets you another one. Young man, 3 kills for Snax. The stand-in delivering in the pistol. Yeah, that's a big smile on his face.
That helped ENCE to beat Mouz, G2, Furia, and FaZe, the major champion. Regrettably, that wasn't enough to beat the Russian roster of Cloud9. ENCE lost the grand final of IEM Dallas 2022 and didn't even win a single map. Despite the performance of the team, Snax was the best player of ENCE with a 0.92 rating. After the tournament, Snax's fans were expecting invites to Tier 1 teams for their idol, but they didn't come. Recently, there was a rumor that Team Liquid tried to sign Snax instead of Shocks before IEM Cologne 2022, but Liquid decided to play with another ex-VP player, Yekindar. Number 4, Niels Christian NaToSaphiX Sillison for Mouz. NaToSaphiX is a Danish sniper whose star doesn't shine bright as his whole career. He couldn't take a regular place in Tier 1 teams, only in Sprout in 2018 and Heroic in 2019. More known as a CSGO YouTuber and streamer. Despite all that, his main trophy in CSGO, the Cup of CS Summit 5, he won with Mouz, but as a substitute. As we said before, when we were speaking about Snax and IEM Dallas 2022, American CSGO tournaments can cause problems for international rosters. At that time, this happened with Woxic. Turkish sniper couldn't go to Los Angeles due to visa problems, which made it possible for NaToSaphiX to play for Mouz in CS Summit 5. It's hard to say that NaToSaphiX was a game-change player, but he wasn't the worst member of a team and even helped Kerrigan & Co. to beat Furia, OG, VP, MIBR, and G2 in the grand final match, which was very tough and full of highlights. Number 3, Maikelele Bill for Ninjas in Pyjamas. The top 3 of our list are played by Maikelele and his play for Ninjas in Pyjamas in 2016. The Swedish legend played for NIP in 2014 as a former member and even helped it to reach the grand final DreamHack Winter 2014. After an excellent performance for the Swedish team, Maikelele couldn't repeat it more for G2 and FaZe. MLG Major Columbus 2016 was a dead end for him, so he started to play for Tier 3 teams to prove to the community that I'm still good. Unfortunately, these mixes couldn't qualify for any tournament. When Maikelele started to think about retirement, NIP helped him to shine at the Tier 1 level one more time. When NIP invited Mikal to play in StarLadder E-League Star Series Season 2 and ESL Pro League Season 4 as a substitute, Maikelele was playing for NIP as a second AWP and performing like in the early years. The Swedish team won a StarLadder E-League Star Series Season 2, defeating Astralis, Cloud9, and G2 for the way of NIP to the championship. In the finals of ESL Pro League Season 4, the team qualified for the playoffs but lost to SK Gaming in the semi-final. Despite his great performance, Maikelele never could get a spot on the Tier 1 roster. That's why in 2020 he finished his career and became an agent player in Ulti Agency. Number 2, Ricardo boltz Press for SK Gaming. The silver medal at the top of our list was received by one more member of SK Gaming, Ricardo boltz Press. In the summer of 2017, his team Immortals unexpectedly took second place in PGL Major Krakow. It helped him to be noticed in SK, which wanted to bring fresh blood to their roster after the failure in Polish Major. The first tournament for the new team for boltz was Epicenter 2017. SK relatively easily came to the grand final of the tournament, where it faced VP. Battle for the Cup of Epicenter 2017 was tense, and largely thanks to boltz, the Brazilian team won it.
Somehow Virtus.pro get onto the site. No bomb plant yet. 20 seconds. There's Pasha again. Makes it a triple before he's out. boltz coming in and stopping the plant yet again. And now it's boltz versus Snax one-on-one with 10 seconds, and they're walking around the bomb, trying to make the jump. Snax looking, he needs just one no-scope, and boltz out in the open. He's going to win the round. Oh my God, SK Gaming.
The rookie helped SK to make a comeback on the decider map from 9-14 and won the game in the overtimes. Several days later, Taco announced that boltz will be playing more for SK as a regular player. Number 1, Justin JKS Savage for FaZe Clan. And the first place of our rating goes to Justin JKS Savage. The career of JKS didn't go very well. After the play for Renegades, which was the greatest Australian team in CSGO history, he was stuck in complexity where there wasn't a regular roster and core players couldn't build a plan for games. At the end of 2021, when Config and Blame F came to Astralis, the 26-year-old Australian rifler was benched and didn't see any future in CSGO, but fate decided to lend him a hand. ENCE 2022 was one of the first S-tier tournaments, where fans could see new rosters of well-known esports clubs. FaZe with ropes, G2 with m0NESY, and others. Because of the COVID-19 restrictions, every team brought one extra player, and FaZe invited JKS as a substitute. He came in handy on the first day due to a positive COVID-19 test for ropes. JKS helped FaZe destroy Team Liquid, but then ropes got well and they finished the group stage in a regular roster. Despite that, fortune flavored JKS before the playoffs reign got the positive test. That's why the team had to finish the tournament with the stand-in. FaZe confidently beat Gambit and Heroic on its way to the grand final where G2 was waiting for it. JKS has shown a great performance during all the playoff stages, but in the grand final, he's shown as a star. One of the coolest highlights of the match was 1 vs 12 clutch from Justin, where he secured a victory on Mirage in the 5th overtime round.
Sneaking in behind. m0NESY's AWP directly down below. Surely they consider this now as JKS can't find an angle. aleXiB's gonna go aggressive as well, and m0NESY, he's got back in the corner, he's spotted out, and this is absolutely doable now. He's got all the utility, all the play that he needs, flash and a nade, as well as the defuse kit. Jumping across, he'll start making noise. His position's given up, but aleXiB has been very disciplined in this situation. Quick tap, falls off, and he falls the wrong way, so as not to be spotted. aleXiB just waits it out, but JKS has it. Does he have the time, though? It's gonna be so close, absolutely. FaZe have won map 2, and they'll go up 2-0 in this series.
After the win in ENCE 2022, many esports analysts suggested that JKS's career has been resurrected and he would join a Tier 1 team. He had offers from OG and Liquid, but they preferred other players, largely because of the transfer price. According to Kassad, ex-Renegades and 100 Thieves coach, Complexity wants $200,000 for JKS. As we all know now, only G2 could afford such an amount of money. That was our list. Who do you like most? What important stand-in may we have missed? Write about that in the comments. But for now, thanks for watching. Subscribe to our channel and don't forget to like the video. See you next time.